I think is a crappie here, and it is a big old black crappie, looks like. Oh my goodness. Go easy with him here. Oh my God, look at that. Holy Moses. Look at the size of that, folks. Oh man. I had a feeling they might be in here today. It's just a little feeling I had they might be in here. He come up here and hit that white curly tail yum and just nailed it right there. Wow, look at that. Look at the size of that crappie right there. That is a nice one right there. That'll go on the stringer. 12-inch ruler. See, he's gonna be right at 12, just a little bit more 12, probably more like 13 inches. That is a nice black crappie right there. I do glad I got more of these little young curly tails in the vehicle there. There's one. See what we got this time. If this is a crappie, yeah, that feels like a better one. Another big black one. Look at that. Man, oh man, look at that. Not quite as big as that last one, but he's a keeper though. So right off the bat, we're getting into him pretty good right here. He might be a little bit small. Let's grab this little measuring stick right here. See what we got. Yeah, he's going to measure, he really probably technically is going to measure over 10, but since he's that close, I'm just going to turn him loose. Yes, see you, little buddy. Oh, now go on back. There he goes. All right, we got one. We have got one, and it appears to be a crappie. Feels like a pretty good size one. Little white curly tail grub. Let's see what we got here. Is that a crappie? Yeah, that's a crappie. Nice one. Just the old helicopter going by. I guess we got a helicopter to take down. I'm just to double check and make sure, but I'm fairly sure he's going to measure up pretty good there. Got him. That feels like a better fish there. That really does feel like a better fish. Oh man, I hope that's a crappie. Easing that long real slow there, just almost to a crawl. Let's see what we, oh man, that feels, whatever it is, if it is a crappie, it's a better crappie. It feels like a crappie. It feels like a really good crappie, a real good crappie is what it feels like. So I'm going extra careful with him. This crappie do have a really kind of a paper thin mouth. He hadn't come up yet. There he is, look at him. Wow. Wow. Yeah, that is an extra big white crappie. Oh boy, he's not hooked good either, I don't think. Got him right there now. Wow, look at that. Whoa, boy, that's a big one. That is a big one. Oh my God, look at the size of him, people. Wow, look at the size of that. And that white curly tail grub. Look at that. Look at the size of that. Cry, that's about a, maybe about a 13-incher right there. Well, let's see, 12. So yeah, he's gonna be about 13, I'd say. Good 13-inch, big old white crappie right there. Here on this beautiful fall day. Two big ones right there on that stringer. Boy, that, man. Let's see if we can get another one here. Hey, we got one. Might be a better one, almost. Feels like we might have a keeper on here. See what we got. He's kind of coming in here. Yeah, I think he's gonna measure up. Still working this little curly tail right here at dark. A few minutes before dark. Really hooked up good. Yeah, see, there's the tip of his nose, mouth closed, and the tail is well over 10 inches. Missed the action, but anyways, this is number 2 on this curly tail. See how easy that came out of there. He's pushing 12 inches right there. 11 good, 11 3/4. We got our friend the great blue heron out here today, and I haven't seen him catch anything today. I've caught 2 there, Mr. Great Blue Heron, and you ain't got none yet. You're gonna have to catch up a little bit. Go easy, man. Yeah, that's gonna be a keeper right there. Yeah, that's a good one. Go easy, man. Go easy with him. There we go. Yeah, all right, well. Boy, he was just barely hooked right there. He is well over 10 inches right there. Go ahead and put him on the stringer. Build up here on the stringer, folks. We got a white bass, a couple of big crappie. Got this one that's barely big enough. He's 10 1/4, so he's good. Measured him twice, so we ain't got to worry about the ranger coming along and giving us any grief. We're good to go here. All right, we got one. Got off here on another little spot, and that's a good one right there. That's a good one. That is a crappie, and I'm pretty sure this is going to be a keeper. Let's see. Yeah, that's a big crappie. That's a good one. That is a good one. Skeet him up here on the bank so we don't lose him. There we go. There we go. That's what we're kind of looking for. Good one. Wow. Man. Yeah, the white pays off right here, my friends. That little white curly tail paid off for him right there. Yeah, boy, I tell you what. Beautiful. Beautiful little crappie. I think we actually got a crappie this time. So they are out here. Nice one. Look at that. That's a nice one right there. He wasn't that far out either.
Stop counting.
That's one. I got him counted. I can count to one. One.
Nice.
Yeah, that's a good one. Good 12-inch white crappie. Put him on a stringer. Okay, we got one. A good one here. Let's hope this is a crappie. If it is, we got a good one. Let's just hope we got a crappie. If it is a nice one here. I think it is a crappie. Yeah, it is a crappie. It's a good one. Boy, it's a good one. I'm gonna have to be real careful with him. Oh boy, be careful with him. When they slosh like that. Boy, look, he's barely hooked.
There we go.
We got him. Nice big black crappie right there. Look at that big crappie. Yeah. It's gonna be a keeper, ain't no doubt about it. So he's over 11.
Yeah,
That's a good size. I'm putting him on a stringer.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah.
See what we got. If that's a crappie right there, we have got a nice one. It don't feel like a crappie. It's too big, I believe. But if it is, it's a good one. Tugging like a crappie. Yeah, that's a big crappie right there. Big old crappie. Look at that. Come on now, don't get off. Come on, don't get off. Don't get off. There we go. Look at that. Look at that. That is one of my bigger ones right there for a while. You saw how close in he was. He wasn't out but right there.
That's beautiful. That's the size, if not yesterday, it was 11 inches.
Is that right? Beautiful white crappie. Look at that, man. And he was not that far out, so we know there's some out there, my friend. We're gonna get him on the string. That's probably one of the biggest ones I've caught this year. That'll go over 13 inches, I think.
Wow, that's beautiful.
Yeah, he was. I didn't think he was a crappie at first, but man, that feels good to get one. Yeah, he's about 13 inch, 12 and a half inches, close to 13 probably.
Wow.
That's a beautiful white crappie right there.
That's beautiful.
There we go. That's what we've been looking for right there, boy. We got a good hard hit right there. It's either going to be a big crappie or a white bass. Let's hope for a big crappie. Man, he thumped it hard. Look at that. That's got to be a big white bass. At least we'll have a little something to take home for dinner, maybe. Let's see what we got right here, my friends. That's a big hog crappie. Hog crappie, my friends. Big hog crappie. Look at that. Boy, he smacked that white curly tail grub. Got him. Look at that, my friends. Wow. Whew. That was a fine fish. I mean, that is a beautiful crappie right there. Look at that. A beautiful crappie. Look at him. He's that white curly tail grub. I don't quite call him a monster, but he's a big one. 11, right at 11. Bad boy, he fought hard. Really hard fighting fish right there. Let's get him on a stringer. That's pretty crappie right there. Healthy looking this time of year. Really healthy looking. God, got one right here. Hope he don't slosh off, boy. Got him basically at the bank and could not get this crazy camera to start recording for some reason, but we got it. That's going to be a keeper on a little blue jig real close in here. So that's a good sign. Wasn't having that much luck on that white curly tail, so I went over to this little blue jig. It's a little blue with a white head and a little black thread, and that kind of did the trick. Pretty close in, so maybe I'm focusing too far out there. Just working really slow. So we got a few crappie in here today, hanging out back here in this shallow water. So there's two pretty little old white crappie on the stringer. Let's see if we can get another one or two. We got one right here right off the bat, folks. Decent little crappie, very first cast. Feels like a good one. Might be a keeper. That's pretty wild first cast right there. Is that even a crappie? Yeah. Yeah, that's a crappie. That's a good one. Ah, it's a big one. Nice one. Barely hooked right there. Barely hooked. Look at that, just barely got him hooked right there. Beautiful. Got one. I think this one's a little bit better one. Number 3 here. Hope he'll stay on. Yeah, we definitely got a little activity there. Oh boy, it's a decent one right there, I believe. Kind of coming up there sloshing around on top of the water a little bit. Yeah, that's going to be a keeper, I believe. Looks like it's going to be right at 10 inches maybe. Boy, he about got loose on me right there. He's a good 10.5 inches. So that's another one for the stringer. We might have a decent little stringer here by the end of the day. Got one. Feels like a, yeah, I don't know, might be a pretty good one. Yeah, I think that's going to be, oh yeah, that's going to be a keeper there. Went over to a little green sparkle curly tail. It's a little smaller, and that did the trick. They kind of got a little lockjaw on them here. So I went over to this little green old school curly tail, about a 30-year-old plastic bait here. And he liked it. Yeah, he's probably going to be barely big enough to keep. We'll measure him up here. Beautiful Thanksgiving Day here in Tennessee, folks. Look at that beautiful crappie right there. All right, folks. Got a few here on the stringer, folks.